They're my neighbors. Come on in, guys.
Bringing fans together. State Farm, official sponsor of Liga MX. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A deal for me?
A deal for everyone!
17 East Van Buren Street, Joliet, Illinois.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
Do you expect experienced, professional, and personalized attention from your building supply partnerships? You should. Are you getting the specific attention you need to help your business grow? You can. Introducing ICO Roof Pro and Grow through Richards Building Supply. As a professional small business, you need real solutions to achieve your desired growth outcomes. This requires more than sample boards, pricing, and on-time delivery, which sets the bar too low. You need more. To grow and win in this ultra-competitive environment, you need ultra-competitive solutions. With Richards Building Supply, get the personalized attention you deserve and need. Take advantage of incredible first-time user incentives. Gain discounted access to a host of our industry's most reputable marketing tools through a Roof Pro membership. And that's just the beginning. Don't believe us? Let us show you. ICO Roof Pro and Grow through Richards Building Supply.
This is some bull.
And another 3 for the ball! Oh, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm's here to help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
A deal for me?
A deal for everyone.
17 East Van Buren Street, Joliet, Illinois.
Good afternoon, everybody. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Campbell Regal. It's 5:58 p.m., which means it's about some time for some Midwest Premier League soccer. Campbell, a huge match today for Steel City FC. A tough 1-1 draw. They seem to have it in the bag on Monday night against Berber City, but a late goal by Sam Moore, one of the best players on DePaul Soccer. Interestingly enough, Sam and Christian Baumgartner, the train as he's known on Steel City, they both play for DePaul.
Well, I'll tell you what, I'm super excited to see Baumgartner today. I've heard so much. Came off a hat trick back at the end of May. Obviously scored the one goal last week. So super excited to see what he can do today. And yeah, as you said, it's a big one between Steel City and Chicago Ghosts, battling right in the middle of the second division of the Heartland second division. So this is a big one for both teams, as you said, Kyle. And yeah, I'm excited to see just the skill level of both these teams and what they're doing.
Who do you like in this one, Steel City or their challenger in Chicago Ghost?
Well, I'll tell you what, Steel City's at home. They're obviously comfortable playing here at Providence Catholic, which has nice facilities, by the way. So I like Steel City today. They have a new goalkeeper starting, Sebastian Doppelhofer. We were able to talk to him pregame. He's really encouraged about what he's seen from his Steel City side so far this year. They're coming together about the halfway point of the season. He's expecting big things moving forward, but knows this Chicago Ghost FC team is not someone to be looking past. So this will be a hotly contested match today.
Very hot day, over 90 degrees today, so cramping could be a factor today. We'll let you know if any cramps happen during the game. As here are the game starters, brought to you by SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone. For Steel City, between the pipes is the Australian Sebastian Doppelhofer, as well as Peter Sorich, one of the defenders on this team. Also defender Trey Adams. Taras Jakubowski from Round Lake rounds out the D. Pretty wide, fairly between both numbers. So here we go. Clock starts, and a beautiful day at beautiful Providence Catholic High School. Taking the ball will be Steel City, as it's a pass over to 2 in Josh Cruz.
Wait, Trey Adams here, number 11 for Steel City. Heard a lot about him coming into this game, holding up the defense today. I expect a big thing. It's going to be tough to score on, even though Ghost City on the front foot to start this one.
Over near the sideline, and a push off that time by Baumgartner, so it was right before his opponent went out of bounds, so it'll be a free kick instead of a throw-in coming up for Chicago Ghost.
Yeah, first set play of the match. Looks like Ghost is throwing a lot into the box.
It'll be a free kick for number 2 of Chicago Ghosts and Sebastian Leon. And if Baumgartner would have just avoided the foul, it would have been a regular throw-in for Ghost. High arching kick off the head, and this time it'll be a throw-in, but a little bit closer for Chicago Ghost.
Yeah, encouraging start for Chicago Ghost. Really on the front foot, pressing this Steel City defense.
Steel City steals. Baumgartner near the 35-yard line, and then tap forward. The goals are right at the back end of the end zone. So when I say they're at the 35 on the attacking end, it means they're 45 yards away from the goal.
Yeah, we're mixing sports here.
Trey Adams with it. He was one of their best goal scorers last year. He's been pretty quiet this season because of the addition of Baumgartner, who's great both with his foot and his head. His last goal was a header, which looked to be a 1-0 win for Steel City, but a late goal by Sam Moore didn't steal. That was a tough draw, by the way, partner, because they lost the season series to Berber City. So remember, only 2 teams advance to Division I. If there is a tie in terms of points between Berber and Steel, Berber gets the advantage with the head-to-head tiebreaker.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to overcome, especially, as you said, so hotly contested to get one of those spots to get promoted up to Division I. And you know both these programs want that.
Meanwhile, lead pass, maybe a lack of communication. They were trying to feed it either to Morales or to Cruz. Meanwhile, it's going to be a throw-in for Chicago Ghost as a pseudo bicycle kick, but a nice read by Adams. And then Baumgartner on the header pass, read well by Ghost. And now it goes past midfield. A windy day, one of the weirdest days that you'll experience. It's 95 degrees, but windy like it's 65 at Wrigley Field.
I'll tell you what, it's cooling me off, so I appreciate it. But yeah, it's doing these papers in our hands no favor.
By the way, do you have ice in your veins? Steel City women do. Catch the next home match tomorrow night, June 22nd, right here at Providence Catholic High School at 6 p.m. Over to the boundary, that pass. It's a good feed that time.
I'll tell you what, Kyle, I've liked what I've seen from number 6 here, Sergio Reyes, in the midfield so far today.
Hanika was double-teamed. Look at that bicycle off the post, loose ball.
Oh!
Another bicycle, and back-to-back bicycles, and somehow the goalkeeper, the starting one, in fact, Cade Lickheit able to handle it. But how about that, partner? I mean, usually you see great bicycle kicks in Champions League soccer, but today almost a goal twice in a row on the bicycle kicks from Steel City.
I'll be honest, I didn't know what I got involved in today after seeing that. Where am I? That was unbelievable, and that almost went into it. Banged off the back of the goalie, almost got a ricochet. Wow, what skill.
This time the lefty pass, and he accidentally hit his teammate. And he accidentally hit Reyes that time, Reyes from Aurora. Throw-in coming up, Cruz will take it. Nice throw-in. Steel City trying to maintain position, body positioning, and they're going to say advantage Chicago Ghost. Not much arguments from Hagen. And a free kick, but so far, thus far, Steel City keeping the pressure on Chicago Ghost. Every throw-in or free kick the last couple of minutes have been inside Ghost territory.
And right back to Steel City once more.
Well, if I'm Ghost, I want anybody, but that's a foul, by the way. Yep. Keep that up. That's going to be yellow cards. That was a pretty blatant push. Baumgartner doubled.
Love that. Love the change of fields here. That's how you know a team is comfortable playing with each other, when they're able to change fields, make the defense move, and open up some space.
Over to the 20-yard line. And a couple of tap passes to Baumgartner. And late break, but finally Lickheit is able to handle it and corral it.
I'll tell you what, Baumgartner, that was him on the bicycle to start, too. You can tell he's dangerous. You can tell he's scored some goals in this league before.
Ball near the boundary, trying to kick it forward. Read well by Cruz. It's on his right foot. Cruz keeping it on his right. And Steel City maintains possession, at least for now. Cruz tapping it forward, and we'll have a goal kick coming up for Lickheit.
Great hustle back there by the right back on Ghost FC. Really had to sprint to get that one, to beat to beat Steel City to the ball and create that goal kick.
So I'm very interested to see Doppelhofer. Usually Koscheck is the starting goalie, but they want to see what they have in Doppelhofer, the Australian, and Austria, I'm sorry. You see, when we get the roster at 5:30, it's a little bit hard to distinguish between Australia and Austria. So he's Austrian, not Australian. And Doppelhofer will take it.
He seemed confident. Again, we talked to him in pregame. Seemed very confident, excited to be out there today, and really enjoying his time on Steel City FC.
Trey Adams, usually a forward. He's going to play defense tonight. Just a beautiful night for soccer. Not as hot. The humidity has died down a bit.
Yeah, we're here at a great hour. Happy this is a 6 o'clock kickoff.
It's kind of open for 7:30, but I guess there's a after party that we weren't aware of. Usually there's 7:30 kicks for Steel City. And they play advantage. A little bit of a push from behind that time by Reyes. Ghost trying to steal. Seen a lot of Sebastian Leon. Other than that, not a lot of possessions from Ghost early on.
Yeah, I mean, Reyes in the midfield, and number 2 here for Steel City in the midfield.
Yeah, that's Cruz.
That's Cruz. Really dominating ball control, finding these gaps in the Ghost FC midfield, and just creating time of possession for their team.
Past midfield, Baumgartner with it. How tough is it for a player that usually played defense most of the season, as he did for DePaul? Now he's got to play forward and midfielder for Steel City right now, and that's lead pass that goes for Knott, trying to get it to Leisig. But back to that question, how hard is it for Baumgartner transitioning from defense to midfielder or forward?
Well, I'll tell you what, you have to be very talented to be able to do that, to be able to play multiple positions seamlessly too. As you can tell, he's coming in here, feels very comfortable. Yeah, I think, one, you have to be very well conditioned. Obviously, if you're going to play defense, you're going to play one of the left or right back positions. You have to be one of the most conditioned players on the field. Same with the midfielders. So if he can do both of those, you know he's able to keep up his energy levels for 90 minutes. And then obviously he's got the high-end finishing too, with a hat trick earlier this season. Really, like I think you said, the last 4 goals for Steel City this year. So really producing in the up-front position.
Yeah, he's got all 4 of their home telecasts have been Baumgartner, and then he had one on the road in the U23 action. So other guys to watch out for Chicago Ghosts. Gustavo Herrera, he wears number 10. Ben Goldberg, number 7. But another possession coming up for Steel City, going to be a goal kick, but instead it's a tap pass from Doppelhofer. Steel City would like to thank its presenting partner, Ozinga. Ozinga is a 4th-generation family-owned American business in the construction materials industry. They make positive impact on individuals, their families, and the community for generations by providing concrete, aggregates, and cement that help build a better future. Appreciate you being here tonight, Campbell. You're very familiar with USL2 and Midwest Premier League, covering the Chicago Dutch Lions, and it's been a tough year for Chicago Dutch Lions and dead last in Division 2.
Yeah, so still a great program for the Chicago Dutch Lions. Yeah, maybe not getting the results they want this season, but that program will be around. They have some people who really care, and you can tell when you're around that program that it's just from the top down, it's well built and it's here to stay. And that's encouraging to see. I think both of these programs too. If you've been on the Steel City website even, you can tell whoever is writing that website, get them a copywriter job, because they're doing an amazing job really hyping up this program. And you love to see that across the board for all these teams, to have that backing of support from the people who are running the organization. So it's great to see from the Chicago Dutch Lions to both these teams here today just how much is going into this for all these kids to have some extra time to play soccer outside of their school schedules, or even if they're recently graduated, to still give it a go.
So it's going to be a free kick awarded for Leon. He's been very busy thus far. Seems like he's been involved of all of the free kicks thus far for Ghost.
Yeah, he's got a good right foot. That in-swinger of the first one caused a little bit of trouble. This one's a bit closer too, a bit more dangerous.
Not a good one, but he's going to get it back. Tried to go through the wall, but it was a very low kick, easy to defend for Steel City.
Yeah, that was Josh Cruz again getting in the way. He is pesky out there.
Near the 30-yard line, 40 yards out from the goal. That shot very wide, and a goal kick coming up for Doppelhofer.
Yeah, really the first action for Doppelhofer today, and then not too much to be concerned about there with the left-footed shot from outside the box.
So Campbell, a lot of these guys are right-handed, means their dominant foot's usually their right foot. On defense, for both teams today, knowing it's a hot, humid day, tiredness is going to be a factor. Getting tired quicker is going to be a factor. Are you trying to force them to their left? And for offensive players on both teams, how can they become more ambidextrous to try to shoot off their left foot, try to score with their left if they're forced to their left?
Well, I'll tell you what. First of all, to answer your first question, on a hot day like this, you want to have ball possession. You don't want to have your back to your goal, playing defense the whole time, running back and forth. That's how you get really tired, and that's how cramps start. That's how you need to get subs in for some of those back-end players that typically may last the whole 90 minutes. So if you can control the ball, you're also going to control stamina a little bit. So that's definitely something to look out for. And then, yeah, in terms of ambidextrous play, even if you look at the top levels of football, people want to be playing on their strong-footed side. That's how it is in soccer. Yes, everyone is ambidextrous. Everyone can finish a goal maybe with their left foot if they're righty, but not many players, especially here, but again, as I said, any level really, are totally comfortable with both feet, with creating with both feet, with finishing with both feet. So, yeah, if you're a defense, that's definitely something to key. And you probably have a little bit of a track record, too, if from coaches of past, from people talk around the league of saying, hey, this kid, we want to keep him on his right, we want to keep him on his left. So you have to assume the coaches were, talking the players up, giving them a little down low on what to expect from some of the forwards on both teams.
If you want to get to the United Premier Soccer League in that next level, you're going to have to be able to shoot on your left. You make the analogy to basketball. Tyreek Evans, great player, but when you forced him to his right, he did show, some limitations there.
I would have bet, I don't know, $1 million Tyreek Evans wasn't going to get mentioned today, but hey, you never know.
Right, it's just, if you want to make it in soccer, look, everybody has advanced metrics now, advanced video production technologies. We're shooting in 4K, some teams are shooting in 8K, so that if there's a weakness on you, they're going to find it. They're going to force you to your weakness.
I'll tell you what, I even used to work for a company that tracked the data for MLS soccer. So they want to know, too, how many miles you're covering in a game, how much you're moving, how much you're touching the ball. So, yeah, everything is analyzed nowadays. And, yeah, I mean, for you and I up here, what a view this is, and what a great opportunity to use our eyes, to do the eye test and saying, oh, this player's standing out, this player's standing out. Like, for me, Steel City's already standing out in the midfield a little bit. And again, maybe some of this stuff shows up on the more analytic end. Maybe it doesn't, but we'll see as this game goes on.
I think for Steel City, they don't really care about the analytics. They just want a 1-0 or 2-0, preferably a 3 or 4-0 win, as they're hurting in the goal differential as well. Just a tough 1-1 draw. Seemed like they had it in the bag, and Sam Moore, I mean, you've seen the play, Campbell. It was a bad deflection. Actually went off a Steel City player right to Moore, but he was able to tap it past Rodriguez and then past the goalkeeper in Koscheck, and a 1-1 draw that Berber City needed the draw, and Steel City desperately needed the win. Instead, they only got the 1 point.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle, soccer can be a cruel, cruel sport. A lot of times you can dominate a game and still not come away with 3 points, and obviously that was the case with Steel City last week. So, yeah, again, that it's also more to say you can't squander opportunities in soccer either. A 2-goal lead going into the end is much, much more comfortable than a 1-0 lead, because you never know what can happen. Ricochets, ball can bounce somewhere and end up in the back of the net.
That's why conditioning is so important. You think you can handle Sam Moore in the 40th minute, but going into the 80th, he might have more conditioning than you, and he's able to get that one move past you as the last man of defense, and then he got it past Koscheck for the goal.
Yeah, I'll be curious how subs are used today, speaking of conditioning.
Yeah, I think we're going to see pretty much all the subs, or just all but one used today. Just way too hot to expect most of your players to go 90 minutes. So free kick for Lysick. All eyes on Baumgartner. And a break for Steel City. What do you think? Should Lykit have not touched it? Obviously went over the crossbar, but it was close enough to the crossbar. If he didn't touch it, maybe it deflects off the crossbar and comes back into play.
Just like you said, you have to play it safe there as a goalie. No matter what, your first job is to keep the ball out of the net. So if you think it's close, you got to push it over, take the corner kick.
Off Adams, header, read well, And it's going to be cleared by Ghost. And
There
that's
it
a foul.
is.
Will be a yellow card. Looked like it was incidental, but the yellow card does come up.
Dangerous play.
Just an unnecessary play, too. It was definitely going to get stolen by Steele. They had 2 players around 1 Ghost player, so just an ill-advised over-aggression from Chicago Ghost.
Tell you what, Kyle, pretty even matchup so far. I think Steel City maybe is kind of figuring out this Ghost FC team, but a little over 15 minutes in, still 0-0, and still anyone's game.
Support businesses that support Steel City, including Hella Obscura, John Wright State Farm Agency, and Always Home Real Estate Services. That's got to be the coolest name for a business, Hella Obscura.
I couldn't even guess what they do.
It's probably obscure what they do. It's not normal, right?
Some would say very obscure.
When Steel City travels, it travels with DRC Buick GMC in Joliet. DRC is a leader in supporting Joliet, servicing the area for over 30 years with all their car buying and servicing needs. Free kick, and a pretty decent one, but headed quickly back by Ghost. And now about 40 yards away from the goal. Here comes Ghost. They've got numbers, 3-on-2. Lead pass, right on target. A breakaway for Ghost. He shoots, and he scores! And just like that, after the ball possession, Steel City pleading their case. We're waiting for a clarification, but thus far it's a goal for Ghost, and they are going to say offside on Chicago Ghost.
I think I saw a handball too in there. That's what I was pointing
okay.
to. I think that's what they're complaining about right now. To start that little break, it looked like there was a deflection off the hand right in front of the official too. So I'm kind of surprised that didn't get called, but clearly, hey, you have to play through it.
So they are going to go to the center circle, which means a goal awarded for Chicago Ghost, and over-aggression from Steel City cost them a breakaway goal.
Yeah, what a turnaround from Ghost FC. They're pushed into their back end. And have a little fast break, goal-scoring opportunity, and great finish by number 10.
Goal scored by Gustavo Herrera.
In the 18th minute of play. Ghost 1, Steel City 0.
Gustavo Herrera, just a clean, confident finish in the right corner around Doppelhofer.
Was it the right decision for Doppelhofer to come out to be aggressive and challenge him, or should he wait it back and hope that the defense could get back on the recovery speed?
You have to come out and close the angles, make it a tougher shot at goal, and I think he did. It was not an easy finish to go around him into the corner. I think Doppelhofer did what he could there. Tough in a one-on-one situation to really stop it.
Just Steel City over-aggressive. What can they work on to make sure that doesn't happen again?
Well, again, they're pouring forward. They're very confident in this game. You can tell that immediately, which is how forward they're trying to get, and that's going to expose yourself to some run-outs from Ghost FC, and that's exactly what happened. If you're Ghost FC, time of possession is not in your favor to start this, so those few opportunities you get, you have to take advantage of them, and that's what they did there. And there might be another one here.
So Ghost has not had the ball for most of this first half, but when they've had it, they've been dangerous with it. And Steel City has to have recovery speed and not get beat. That lead pass, a little bit too much on it, and Height will be able to handle it. Height, underhand pass, feeding it to his midfielder.
Yeah, that was a good thought there by Baumgartner. Or maybe that was Lysick over there on the left side. There was a good thought in the through ball, just not executed.
17 with it again. That's Tones Robertson. And are we going to call offsides here, Campbell?
That they are. I think they maybe could have called it earlier, too.
The one that was scored?
Or not on the one that was scored, just earlier in that possession.
Oh, okay.
I think there was an offsides as well, but hey, they got the second one.
Carries the most respected brands in residential roofing, siding, windows, decking, and more. So if you're a professional contractor or a savvy do-it-yourselfer, get the knowledge and products you need at the pricing you deserve.
Support businesses that support Steel City, including Ken Mulherron State Farm, Steel City Steel, Braintree Properties, and Bobcats of Tinley Park. When Steel City travels, it travels with DRC Buick GMC in Joliet. DRC is a leader in supporting Joliet, servicing the area for over 30 years with all of their car buying and servicing needs.
Tell you what, we're feeling that wind up here a little bit.
If we're feeling it, I'm sure the players are down there.
Yeah, I wonder the effect on the ball if you're tracking as a goalie, trying to track some of these set plays, some of these free kicks coming in. It's got to be a bit difficult with this wind today.
And another yellow card, this time by Steel City.
I think that was a pretty tough call on number 2 Cruz there, Josh Cruz. I thought he got a lot of the ball.
Hey, look, Doppelhofer, he was cheating up. He was past the end zone starter line, and maybe you try it. You're up 1-0. Maybe you be over aggressive there. That's what they were on that play.
It's an opportunistic team, Ghost FC. I'll tell you that to start. They're going to take their chances when they get them, and right there, maybe if it's on the 40-yard line, they'll still take it.
They can definitely shoot. Remember, Doppelhofer came out of that and challenged him, and from more than 20 yards, the kick by Herrera and a 1-0 lead for Ghost.
Herrera's looked really good, too, in creating. He feels comfortable holding up play when he gets it from that forward position and creating for others, too. Here he is with a pass.
Once again, a man open in front. Steel City's going to have to adjust to that.
Doppelhofer there, able to come out nicely, gather cleanly. Good play.
What are you doing? You have the game starters in? You don't. All right, we got a report from Jackson Magad. Jackson, it's a 1-0 lead as Chicago Ghost on the breakaway goal by Gustavo Herrera.
Yeah, that was a great goal there by Herrera, really taking advantage of lackadaisical defense on the Steel City side. And that's something that I've been hearing said over and over again down on the sideline from both coaching staffs, is placing an emphasis on taking advantage of the opportunities they get, moving the ball effectively, and setting up chances like the one Herrera capitalized on.
1-0 lead for Chicago Ghosts FC. What was the coaching staff talking about? A 3-on-2 advantage for Ghost, a breakaway for Herrera. What can they do to avoid those odd man rushes going forward?
They just got to make sure that everybody is marked up on their guy, make sure they know who they have defensively, not letting anything get behind them, which we saw happen there. It got behind everybody. And if they're more locked in on who they have individually, then the whole team will come together cohesively.
All right, Jackson, we'll see you later on in the first half. 1-0 lead for Chicago Ghosts. Thank you so much, Jackson. We'll see you in about the 30th minute. Just a change of events, Campbell. It went from, it looked like Steel City was going to get a goal, all the chances, free kicks, you name it, and then a 3-on-2. And now the entire complexion of the game has changed, and the mental aspect of it. Steel City, for us to get the 3 points today, we got to score twice, and we can't give up any more goals.
Well, you got to wonder if there's any hangover from the tough draw that happened last week or on Monday, the 1-1 draw. So you got to imagine that's in the back of your heads. And then to go a goal down now, I'm very curious how they respond. I'm very curious where the confidence level is. It looks like they need a spark now to reassure them, hey, we can get back in this game, even though the last ending of the game before and this start maybe haven't gone our way.
And quite possibly 2 of the 3 best teams in the division, if we want to include Steel City in that conversation. They played RKC, Third Coast, lost 5-0. And they played Berber twice, and they've only scored a combined 2 goals in both of those matches, a goal in each of them. And today they're scoreless, even though they've kind of outplayed Chicago Ghost.
Yeah, really strong start, I thought, from Steel FC. And hey, they're on the front foot again here. You can tell they have playmakers, and they've created chances right in front of goal. Something's going to give here soon.
Goal kick coming up for Lickheit.
Rebuild Strength and Rehab is the #1 chiropractic clinic in the
Rome's Terra Restoration is a locally owned IICRC certified emergency restoration specialist serving Chicagoland since 2003. Available 24/7, 365 with a 60-minute on-site guarantee. We handle water, fire, mold, and storm damage while managing insurance claims for both residential and commercial clients.
I'll tell you what, Kyle. Steel City FC playing a very high line on defense, almost up towards midfield, which is leaving them a bit vulnerable in the back. Another through ball almost went there. They got called for a foul, but still, they're looking like they're trying to push forward, and that's leaving them a bit vulnerable to some of these chances for Ghost FC.
Lead pass, right on target. Ghost with numbers on defense. This time, nice pass. Anika, but read well by Ghost. And there's Leon again. He's been all over the pitch. Now to Herrera. Right-footed boot, right on target, but Doppelhofer, great positioning and able to avoid the breakaway.
Yeah, Herrera is seeing the field right now, seeing those spaces for through balls. Another one.
This time, another breakaway. Ghost, shot, he scores! Both goals on the breakaway. This time, Herrera on the assist. That's a goal and an assist for Herrera. The goal scored for Patrick Asalaja, and Steel City is in trouble.
Wow, just great playing by Ghost FC. Herrera, as you said earlier, creating for everyone, seeing the whole field. His through ball there to add assist to his stat line for the day. And what a finish. Power from the right foot.
And because of the hotness of today, I think we're going to have a mandated water break here. And we indeed are, so we're going to take a break. Final thoughts before we go to commercial break. Huge goal for Ghost. I don't know if Steel City has it in them to score 3 unanswered to get the win.
I couldn't be more impressed from what I've seen on the transition from Ghost FC, making the most of their opportunities. Yep, a lot to ask from Steel City to come back from this, but hey, there's a lot of time left as well. We'll see.
Take a break. You're watching Ghost against Steel City here on SBS.
This is some bull.
And another 3 for the ball! Oh, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm's here to help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Steel City FC, they're in trouble. They've given up 2 goals, both on breakaways. It's one thing to give up goals, but back-to-back goals on the breakaway, you give your goalkeeper no chance.
Well, as I said, after that first goal, Steel City FC changed to this high line of defense, really trying to push forward but leaving them open in the back. And Ghost FC took advantage. They had a couple opportunities before that one created by Herrera, where a couple were offside, just couldn't quite complete them, and then there were able to get their second goal and convert. So, yeah, I'm curious what Steel City does from here, how they kind of change up their tactics to get back in this. I think they'll have to stay on the front foot, you know, down 2 goals. So we'll see. We'll see if they can get back in this game. 1 goal here will change everything.
And 1 goal by Ghost to make it 3-0, that would be it. It almost seems like it's it, the way that Ghost has been able to get back quickly on defense.
Yeah, I mean, Steel City had that one opportunity with the bicycle kick early, hit off the post, looked like they were threatening, but then really haven't been able to challenge the goalkeeper of Ghost FC much since then.
Chicago Ghost FC goal, scored by number 7, Ben Goldberg.
So they're going to credit actually to Goldberg and not Salaja.
Chicago Ghost 2, Steel City 0.
It looks like first subs of the game coming in here for Ghost FC.
They're going to go with 19 for Ghost. And a throw in for Ghost. Coming off the bench is Nathan Kostevsky. High arching kick. 30 yards from the goal, kicked away by Ghost, but still in their territory. Now they go forward with it.
Kyle, what have you seen from Hans Henneke so far this season?
Well, he's onside today, which is good. A lot of offsides by Henneke. Some of them were controversial, but most of them, they were good calls by the line judges. And is he onside? I don't think so. Let's see what they say, though. We play on. Kick. Shot.
Oh.
Big save by Doppelhofer. Maybe a game saver. And then blown dead by the ref. So it was a late call. It should be a push-off, not offside from Ghost.
Yeah, usually they'll let them play a little bit on some of those offsides to see. It's not like we have VAR here, though, so I don't quite get the reasoning for letting them play.
Right. The other thing is, too, when he has a clean angle to the goal like that, usually when he touches it, they call it right away.
Yep.
So I'm wondering if it was actually a foul committed by Ghost and not offsides. Because they let him play for a good 2 seconds.
That they did. And, hey, it was a great opportunity there for Doppelhofer to show off his stuff.
Just putting him in tough situations tonight. Another report coming up from Jackson Mogad. 2-0 lead for Chicago Ghost, and unless Steel City has some magic up their sleeves, it's going to be a win for Ghost. What did you see on that breakaway goal?
Yeah, on that one, that was similar to what I said last time. Guys just weren't locked in on who they had defensively, and that ended up hurting them badly.
Is Steel City going to make any adjustments? Now they're down by 2, and they got to get the win. The draw doesn't really do them any good, so what kind of adjustments are they going to make offensively? Is it going to be an all-out attack to try to get 3 goals and try to win 3-2?
Yeah, from what I heard during that water break we had there, which due to the heat that was necessary, the Steel City coaching staff were really trying to instill in their guys that they need to be locked in defensively, and all the talk I heard was defensive, defensive, defensive. And they said if they can allow their offense to do the work, then the defense will follow, and vice versa.
All right, Jackson, thank you so much. It is a 2-0 lead for Chicago Ghost. Both goals, of course, scored on the breakaway. Jackson will be back right before halftime. And just not the result we thought we were going to get from Steel City. We were hoping that they were going to go show some energy, maybe a sense of revenge after that 1-1 draw against Berber, but anything but. They showed a lot of energy in the first 15 minutes, but after that goal by Herrera, it just seems like the life has been sucked out of them the last 10.
I'll tell you what, my eyes are on the head coach for Steel City FC. He's getting much more animated as this game goes on, and I'm very curious what his mood will be. Nigel Dillard, head coach, what his mood will be at halftime, if he can kind of inspire his team. I don't think he'll be happy, just from my vantage point. Doesn't look thrilled with the start, and from the reporting we've heard as well, sounds like there's a lot they want to change up moving forward.
Remember, the draw does not really help them. I mean, they'll take it, I guess, but just a tough draw against Berber. Back-to-back draws, you really don't have a chance of moving up to Division II. You really need 3. That's what makes soccer so great. In hockey, you get 2 points for a win, but in soccer, you get 3. So the win is just so much more important than the draw. Obviously, we don't have ties anymore in hockey, but you get a point for the overtime loss. The draw just doesn't help you that much in the game of soccer.
Yeah, maybe if you're fighting relegation, a point will help, but not in the situation Steel City's in. They want to get promoted, and they'll need 3 points to do that.
On a hot day like this, if you're a Ghost, you want to be conservative the rest of the day, try to get the 3 points as best you can.
Get some orange slices in you at half, get the 3 points.
We saw Baumgartner get a hat trick in Joliet at Dulian Healthcare Field. Can he get a hat trick today in Providence Catholic?
I mean, he was active early. Here he is now down the side.
See if he can beat the D. Now in the end zone. And just good defense by Ghost. They force him out of danger territory, then they get the steal. Maybe panic there. Looked like he had time to stop the ball, readdress the situation and possibly get an offload pass to a fellow defender.
Well, here's what happens when you go down in a game down early. You press a little bit. You try to make it all back in one play, and then you can get a little bit frustrated. So again, just take it one possession, one kick at a time. It's all you can do. Plenty of time left in soccer. The time is going nowhere, so you'll get your opportunities. You just have to stay within yourself.
Stolen by Ghost. Support businesses that support Steel City, including Prison City Vintage, Chicago Street Pub, Amber Duffy Real Estate, Noble Tech, and Durbin's.
There's a shot from Baumgartner. Hit the field goal post just over the actual goal post there. He's got some power with that right foot.
Early on, if you're just joining us, a bicycle kick that went off the post. Lickheit got a bad read on it, and it almost went into the back of the net, but since then it's been all Ghost. Slow-moving pass, read well by Cruz, up in the air. And here comes Ghost on the counterattack. Near the boundary, last touch by Ghost. Ghost pleading their case, but it was clearly touched by the men in pink.
Tell you what, now if you're Ghost, you just want that clock to tick. No complaints with that going out of bounds.
Once again, right back here at Providence Catholic High School. Kickoff, once again, 6 p.m.
Cruz sending it forward. And now over to the left side.
Looks like 27 over on the far side, playing left wing, left forward over there. He's really moving up. Again, throwing players forward.
27 would be Jalen Williams. As that pass from 14 and Munoz. And we have a late change to the starting lineup. So Argan Mirzabekov was going to start, but they actually went with Hagan and Bosco. And possibly the wrong decision is a late change to the starting lineup, and now they're down by 2 with 6 minutes to go in the first half.
Here's a big opportunity coming up.
This corner, header chance, passes head. And a break for Ghost as it goes past the end line instead of straight through for the throw-in.
It looked dangerous. Steel City was the closest to the ball there. Who was that? That defender got up. He rose. He had some elevation. Just couldn't quite get to the ball.
Chicago Ghost, it's an interesting club. Their logo is black and white, but they like to wear the pink jerseys more than the black or the white jerseys.
Tell you what, their website's the same thing. Decked out in pink and definitely going with it. And it's working for them.
Maybe they wear the pink because it's always harder to see the numbers on pink jerseys. That would go along with their mascot, Ghost. You can't see them. They're invisible. You can't see Herrera. He's invisible out there. That's why it was a 3-on-2. They couldn't find him.
I mean, now that you say it, I'm very curious what the origin of the name is.
I love their website because their logo, they changed the opacity of it to 50% opacity. So you can't see the logo as much. As good clear by Ghost. Are they going to say handball?
It looks like it's going to Ghost.
And indeed is a handball against Steel City.
Hey, decent amount of fans here out at the stadium today. Good showing from the away visitors.
Well, at the same time, they're in the shade and the home side. I do have a master's degree, so I think my master's degree would say maybe that's why they're over there.
Smarter than us.
Just a hypothesis, though. Hasn't been confirmed yet. What a job by Ghost, coming from the city, driving through traffic, and 2 breakaway goals.
Do you know where the Ghost home field is?
Usually they play on the north side.
North side.
If we could just have a pool in the corner there where there's no fans, this would make it the go-to soccer spot in the Midwest.
I mean, yeah, it'd be like the Jaguars football stadium. Get a pool in there, throw a swimsuit on and watch a game.
Or a Diamondbacks game with the pool and
I've
Right
always
center.
wanted to do that. Never done it. Always wanted to do it.
There it is again, and that time Redwell Steel City. But Ghost, they're very much according to their mascot. They just hide behind the defense and try to get a send where they get a breakaway chance.
Yeah, I mean, they've grown into this game. Obviously, the goals help build that confidence, but they are really looking sure of themselves right now and covering well on defense. They're getting back, pushing forward, but able to get back pretty easily and stop these chances from Steel City.
So if they get a mascot, do they have to call him Casper?
The sad thing is, I don't even know if younger people would get that reference nowadays.
You don't think they've seen Casper? With
I
Bill
hope
Pullman
they have. I hope they have. But I fear that some of these players may not even know who Casper is.
Who played the girl?
Oh gosh,
Oh yeah,
have
Christina
no idea.
Ricci.
Wow, what a callback by you. It's been a long time since I've seen that.
It's not really that good of a movie. The yellow card comes up.
Look, it's stuck in pop culture because I mean everyone knows who Casper is.
Just Bill Pullman was in every '90s movie.
Yep. I do miss the
You ever
90s
seen
aesthetic.
Newsies?
No.
Yeah, he was in Newsies as well. Kind of. I think you would like it. Christian Bale is in it as a teenager, and he sings in it. He's not horrible at
You're
singing.
kidding.
I think you would
Well,
like
I am
it.
a Christian Bale fan. How could you not be?
So with 2 minutes to go, let's see if Steel City is aggressive here. Got a long way to go, Campbell.
Yep.
Not the spot they want to be, obviously. Looked like at the very least it was going to be a 0-0 draw at halftime for Steel, and then a couple of lackadaisical plays on defense, and Chicago Ghost took advantage.
Well, I'll tell you what, Kyle. These last 2 minutes, I think, will say a lot going into the second half. If they can get any little momentum, prove to themselves they can create, they'll feel better just going into the locker room, going into the sidelines at halftime. I'm curious how this last 2 minutes plays out.
And offside called against Ghost.
There's a lot of space for Ghost FC here in the box area, in the penalty area for Steel City. They're getting open there, much more so than Steel City's able to on the other side of the field.
And the other problem with Steel City, they know they need the win because of that draw against Berber. They can't bring all their guys back because then you don't have enough guys on offense. And like you said, Campbell, it's way too hot to be going from one side of the field to the other. You've got to have a couple of forwards and midfielders cheating up. But if you do that, Ghost has been able to take advantage of that with breakaway chances.
Exactly. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're throwing people forward, keeping them forward, and keeping only a few guys back. And there's just a lot of space for Ghost FC. If they're able to win possession in those one-on-one situations, they can turn it around real quick.
Another report coming up from Jackson Magad, and 2-0 lead. Nothing has changed on the scoreboard, but another chance that went for naught. Doppelhofer on the save on the breakaway, and Jackson, that would have put the game away, would have made it a 3-0 lead for Ghost. 2-0 with a minute to spare here in the first half.
Yeah, putting the game away has been a focus based on what I've been hearing from the Ghost City bench, and they're looking to make runs at the goal, really attack the Steel City defense that has been not at their best today, and looking to take advantage of the opportunities they get.
Final thoughts before we go into halftime. We're going to get about a couple minutes of extra time.
Yeah, final thoughts. I mean, Steel City's doing a good job staying on the ball. Time of possession seems to be in their favor. However, they haven't been able to capitalize on anything. And if they're able to, write the story differently in the second half and capitalize on the opportunities they're getting, they've had a couple corners, they've had a couple shots on goal. If they can get those behind the net, they'll be all right.
All right, Jackson, thank you so much. We'll see you in the second half. We haven't had a lot of stoppages. We'll see if that water break will go into extra time being added on to the clock. They have a football clock here, so hopefully they took the buzzer off to not confuse the players with it being at 0-0.
That's an excellent point, and I definitely think the buzzer will go.
Right. Usually the refs come in before the game starts to make sure, hey, did you click the off button? It's soccer today, not football. Technically, it's football, as they say in Europe and Mexico, but.
Didn't hear how many minutes of stoppage, but I'm assuming 2 to 3.
Yeah, the water break was about 2 to 3. We haven't had any injuries, thank goodness. And for the home fans for Steel City, disappointing, but if they don't score here, they'll still have about 45 to 50 minutes to at least get a point, but they really need the 3. I just don't know on a hot day like this if Baumgartner, Lysick, or Haneka can give you 3 goals.
Exactly, yeah. It's going to be tough to keep up this pace that they're trying to play at for the full 90 in this temperature. And again, you're in Chicago right now. It's 94, and we just aren't used to this. The players can't be used to this.
Not in June.
When the season started, I'm sure they were playing in 40, 50-degree weather.
I remember, I mean, it's on our YouTube channel, the pregame interview and postgame, I was wearing the jacket. That was back on May 28th. That was less than a month ago.
Yeah.
And now we've got Phoenix-type weather. Left-footed boot, not a great one. And past the outstretched foot of one of their guys off the bench. Did he touch it? And that'll do it for the first half. So a 2-0 lead for Chicago Ghosts. They were the underdogs coming up in this one, but they look anything but. 2 goals, both on breakaways, and if this continues, they're going to get the upset victory here at Providence Catholic.
Yeah, exactly. Coach Nigel Dillard of Steel City FC, he's going to have a lot to say at halftime, see if he can turn this around for the home team. I expect them to come out with some fire, so we'll see how this second half goes.
All right, we're going to take a break. You're watching Steel City against Chicago Ghost here on SBS.
Now, this is some bull.
And another 3 for the Bulls! Oh, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
State Farm's here to help.
Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
A deal for me? A deal for everyone!
17 East Van Buren Street, Joliet, Illinois.
Stop what you're doing. If your SBS broadcast looks blurry on your laptop or desktop, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon at the bottom right of your screen. Then click on quality. Click on the highest quality that's available for you. And number 3, wait for your laptop to load and enjoy the broadcast. If your broadcast looks blurry on your phone or tablet, do the following steps. Number 1, click on the wheel icon located at the top right of your screen. Number 2, click on advanced. And number 3, click on the highest quality available. If you're still having issues, type in the live chat. Thanks and enjoy the game.
Illinois' top-ranked orthopedic and spine practice, Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, is now in Joliet. See a world-class specialist close to home. To be your best, see the best.
Kyle Smith alongside Jackson Magad, 2-0 lead for Chicago Ghost FC. Gustavo Herrera with a goal and assist. Jackson, what did both coaches say at halftime? Ghost with a 2-0 lead.
Yeah, so for Chicago Ghost, the message was very simple. They want to finish this game. They want to step on their necks. They want to end them. You know, they want to get as many goals on the board as possible in the second half to guarantee that they get a win today. And for Ghost, they had a lot of different talking points for Ghost, the biggest of which was that they need to play with pride. They need to know that we are Steel City FC. They said we are a better team than these guys, but we're not playing like it. We need to play with some pride. We need to know who we are, and we got to play our game in the second half.
Thanks, Jackson. We'll see you later on in the second half as Chicago Ghosts will start with it. As a kick back to Lickhite. Lickhite with it, right-footed boot over to his last man defense. Actually, that's Steel City because they switched goals here, and Baumgartner had it, and then over to 14, and now over to the boundary.
Well, I'll tell you what, that halftime report from Jackson was great. Exactly what I expected. Steel City really needs anyone to light a fire under them, and that sounds like that's what Nigel Diller was trying to do. Get them to play with pride. Stand up on your home field, and I expect that here in the second half. I really do. I expect them to come out playing their best soccer here with this last 45 minutes.
And for the second half on the Jumbotron, they actually switched it to a soccer stopwatch, so it's actually going up. And it's harder to do that than you think. Daktronics is not the most user-friendly interface.
I don't know if you heard, there was an announcement made. The PA announcer who did it was jacked up, and they had to call it out to the whole crowd that he did it. So he's hyped.
Making sure that he's rewarded for his hard work done. Trey Adams playing defense today. They might have to switch him back to forward, as Steel City has been struggling offensively the last 2 matches.
Here's something.
Now to his right, the man off the bench, switching to the left now, and he's forced out, but a corner kick coming up for 27 in Steel City.
There it is. 2 minutes into the second half, already creating a corner. Getting that action going, just as expected for Steel City FC.
So Lysick will take the corner.
They've gotten close on a couple of these corners, too. Close to some heads for their team, getting in the back of the net. So we'll see if they can get another one here.
And that header goes wide.
They're knocking on the door on these corner kicks. Get a couple more. I expect them to convert.
It'll be Lickheit to take it. As his team with a 2-0 lead. If you're just joining us, both goals scored in the first half, both breakaways. As that's a header, Lysick, the intended target. And a foul committed by Chicago Ghost.
And as we were saying, both goals by Ghost FC. Gustavo Herrera, number 10, really played a big part in that first half, scoring one of the goals, assisting on the other.
And that's a oh my goodness, can't believe that they didn't call a foul there.
Couple complaints.
Officiating's been good for much of the night, but that one was interesting that a call was not made. And it would have been a break for Steel City. Remember, the 1 point really does them no good. I mean, they'll take it. It's better than 0, but you got to remember, too, they lost the season series to Berber, and they played 2 more matches than Berber City.
Well, as you mentioned, officiating's been good up to this point. There was a one questionable call in the first goal with a potential handball leading into the play. And then that one, some contact in the penalty area, nothing called.
As that header, who touched it last, Ghost is not going after it, so it should be a corner for Steel City, and it is.
Steel City FC corner kick brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group.
This corner kick brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group. No matter where you are in your financial journey, let Pursuit Wealth Group show you the way. Do you have ice in your veins? Steel City women do. Catch their next home match tomorrow night, June 22nd. As that's a chance and a goal! Header goal for Steel City. No time to celebrate. Picking up the ball and quickly leading his teammates back to the center circle. It's scored by Hennecke.
What a goal by the forward, Hans Hennecke. Ball bouncing around the box. Able to get the last touch and tip it over the goal.
As Hawk Harrelson would say, don't stop now, boys. They need 2 more goals to get right back on track to being back to Division I.
I'll tell you what, that halftime speech that we heard about really lit a fire under them. In the 5th minute of the second half, already getting back in this game.
You know, you talked about how important it is to get a 2-goal lead, how important that breakaway goal was to make it 2-0 Ghost. Steel City, they got the goal, but that's really not the hard part. The hard part is getting the second one. It's hard for a goalkeeper to get a clean sheet, but to give up 2 goals, it's rare in the game of soccer, especially as these kids are no longer high school kids. This is semi-pro now. Near the center line and then back to their own territory. Cruz leading the charge.
The Steel City FC goal brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group.
And that goal is brought to you by Pursuit Wealth Group.
15, Hans Henneke.
Henneke.
Assist to 11, Trey Adams.
Credited with the goal and Adams with the assist, but here comes Ghost, another wide open man. Chance in front and the answer.
Steel City 1.
Goal scored for Ghost, lackadaisical defense, wide open man at point blank range, and they score, and that might be the dagger.
What an extra pass by Ghost FC to create that opportunity. Unselfish play and another wide open chance they converted.
Just every time that you think that Ghost is going to possibly take a step back and be lackadaisical on offense, they answer. And a goal for Ghost, making it 3-1.
Wow, that was quick, Kyle. Thought the momentum had shifted in this one. And right back with another opportunity. That was number 2, Sebastian Leon, scoring that for Ghost FC.
Actually, it was 12. Wait, no, they don't have a 12. You're right, the first. No, 12 is Mauricio Mejia. 2 would be their midfielder in Sebastian Leon. 12 is their midfielder, Mauricio Mejia. Meanwhile, a 3-1 lead for Chicago Ghost. Ghost was down in the standings. Doesn't show today. They have possibly played their game of the season, their match of the season, in fact.
Yeah, I mean, quite impressive to bounce back. You could have hung your heads after letting up that first goal and just tried to sulk your way to the 90th minute, but that's not what they did.
Splitting past the D, 3 men back. That shot wide. And a goal kick. Oh no, it's going to be a foul committed by Steel City just outside the box.
I think it might be a penalty kick.
Are they going to say, remember the box is the yellow line. If it's in the box.
Oh, this corner. They're giving a corner.
A penalty kick would have definitely put this game away. I don't think Doppelhofer has it in him to make a save on a PK, but here comes a corner for Ghost. Just when it looked like Steel might be able to at least get 1 point, Chicago Ghost with a killer goal. And then headed away by Lysick as he gets back on defense. Lysick with speed. Baumgartner double teamed. They are forcing anybody else but Baumgartner to score. Henneke on his left. Henneke shot. Big time save. That time by Lickheit.
What a ball there, though, by number 7.
Lysick.
What a ball by Lysick to get that over to Baumgartner, though, with his left foot. Gave Baumgartner a great opportunity in the penalty area.
Read well by Ghost. Tap pass to Baumgartner in the box. Good job, Ghost not fouling, and they have time, so they offload it to a nearby midfielder. Setting it up near the midway line. Now they get past midfield. 40 yards from the goal. Did it hit the arm? They say it hit the chest. We play on. And that's a break for Steel City because that free kick. Ghost doesn't need any more goals, so they would have just wasted time to set up the set piece they want. Well, for Steel City, all you can think about is getting the 1 point. No way you're going to score 3 goals in 30 minutes.
Yeah, they're going to need to turn something around. Hey, they got a good chance there with Baumgartner. Got one of his first shots in a while since early in the first half. That's got to be something. Got his heel clipped there.
Yeah, they're letting him play a little bit. Remember, they did not call that foul, and that was a big no call because then Ghost then answered with the goal. It would have been a free kick near the 18-yard box. As the guy who made it 2-0 is on the set piece here on this free kick.
The Ghost FC, even though they're up 3-1, still pushing a lot of guys forward for this set piece.
They've got 2 guys back, too, both on Baumgartner. away by Steel City. Henika double teamed. And it's going to be up to Steel City, the unsung hero, to put one into the back of the net because they are forcing anybody but Baumgartner to get the ball.
Heineke was able to get that first one, and he's been in and around the action. I mean, he's at the top of the formation for Steel City.
Sebastian Leon in the 51st minute. Chicago Ghost FC 3, Steel City FC 1.
Off the chest. So 3 different goal scorers for Chicago Ghost FC.
Yeah, they're playing as a team. I'm surprised, and the feeling coming into this game was Chicago Ghost FC was a little bit more pieced together on this roster, and that does not seem to be the case today. It seems like they've been playing together for quite a while. A lot of good teamwork, a lot of extra passes down deep in the Steel City end that have created these open opportunities and relatively easier finishes. Wow.
That pass in front read well by Steel City. Then cleared by Steel. Cheating up is Ghost. 30 yards from the goal, falling to the pitch. Could be a yellow card against Ghost.
There it is. Only second yellow of the game, I think.
Second for Ghost, third overall. Remember, they called one on Steel in the first half. So Cade Lickheit, he's had a 2-goal lead for most of this match. We'll give you some information on him. Hasn't had to do much because even when Steel City has possessed the ball, they dominate in terms of ball possession. Every time it gets close to 20 yards from the goal, they haven't had many opportunities.
Chicago Ghost FC number 2, Sebastian Leon, in the 58th minute of play.
Baumgartner in front, but 27 will play it. 27 to his left.
There it is.
Pass
Oh.
and Lysick, can he keep it in? He will.
That's a good opportunity. Really driving the ball down the left side.
And that's last touch by Ghost. Where will the ball land? Throw in coming up for Steel City. Even if they score here, we're now in the 14th minute of the second half. 59th overall, going into the 60th.
Steel City would like to thank its presenting partner, Ozinga. Ozinga is a 4th-generation family-owned.
Cardinal Transport has been a trusted leader in the trucking industry since 1976, offering owner-operator lease, dispatch, settlement, and safety programs. Cardinal Transport is committed to empowering its drivers with the best support and resources. Forget the gimmicks. At Windows Doors and Beyond, we give you our best price the first time, every time. Honest work, fair pricing, no games at Windows Doors and Beyond. Shot wide. Did anybody touch that? And they're going to say Steel City did.
Yep, going to go out for another corner for Ghost FC. And again, this one just trickling past the goal. Another great opportunity. I'll tell you what, I'm really surprised at how Ghost FC bounced back after letting up that early goal here in the second half. It's almost like it didn't happen. Quick third goal, and now, again, looking like the stronger team. That's going to be, it's got to be a goal. Wow, another corner. Another corner coming up here for Ghost FC. And they're in no rush at this point as we tick just into the 16th minute of the second half.
This time they go quick.
Oh, that's a dangerous tackle.
Yellow card again. Just an unnecessary play.
That was it's just dangerous.
almost a red card, honestly. It was just really unnecessary. I mean, he did get some of the ball before the leg, but mostly leg before the ball. Lysick, Hanika in front of him. And 4 men back for Ghost. Baumgartner, not even close. The field goal's good, though.
Again, this is what we talked about earlier. Maybe pressing a little bit. Things haven't gone Baumgartner's way so far this game. Trying to score 3 goals with 1 there from outside the box. And they had numbers maybe to try to create something.
Yeah, they got to know that 3 points is just not going to happen now. They got to find a way to get at least 1 today. They had a chance at 3. They got it to 2-1, but a bad effort on defense. Even better offense from Ghost.
GMC in Joliet. Darcy is a leader in supporting Joliet, serving the area for over 30 years with all their car.
BL Duke is revolutionizing the scrap metal recycling industry through innovation and cutting-edge technology. BL Duke is recognized as one of Crane's Fast 50 companies. Partner with them and experience the BL Duke difference. That shot wide, and very wide, in fact. And Baumgartner might be hurt.
You have to think on a couple of these, you can take another dribble, you can make 1 more pass just to give yourself and the team potentially a better opportunity than trying a long one. I know Baumgartner's had success this season in doing that, but still, you got to try to maybe create that 1 more pass when you're down here on the Ghost FC side. Just give yourself a little bit more of an easier opportunity at the second goal.
Another report coming up from Jackson Maged. And Jackson, a huge goal by Ghost FC, delivered by Sebastian Leone. And it's looking more and more like Chicago Ghost is going to get the 3 points today.
Yeah, after that goal was scored by Ghost, there was a long period of silence on the Steel City bench. Perhaps a realization that this game might be out of reach. And at this point, they're playing for pride. They're looking to put some goals on the board. The chances that they're going to come back are dwindling by the second.
What were the players and the coaches saying after Ghost made it 3-1?
Yeah, like I said, they weren't really saying a whole lot. The coaches were pretty silent. I don't know if it was a feeling of shock or, like I said, just the realization that the game is out of reach. However, as some time went by, the coaches were really on their guys about just staying back on defense. You know, that's been the main message throughout this game, and it hasn't really worked out. So they're just making sure their guys are locked in on defense so that the offense can take care of itself.
What was the coaching staff for Chicago Ghost saying after they surprisingly scored so quickly after Steel City scored their first goal of the match?
Yeah, there were some choice words directed at the bench of the other team, of Steel City. However, you know, the gist of what I got was that they are confident that this game is completely out of reach and that Steel City is, quite frankly, not on their level.
All right, Jackson, thank you so much. We'll see you later on in the second half. Throw-in coming up for Steel City. Yes. Running out of time is Steel.
Those are some fighting words, too, from that Ghost FC bench, not thinking Steel FC's on their level. I'll tell you what, they're confident right now with this 3-1 lead.
Well, I mean, they have every right to be. They have not trailed all game. It was 1-0 for just a couple of minutes, and then they made it 2-0, and ever since then, Steel City has been playing off their heels to try to come back in this one.
And they came into this game 1 point behind Steel City FC in the Heartland Second Division. And with this, if they can get 3 points, they'll surpass them and really be in fighting contention for one of those promotion spots.
Good lead pass. And even better read that time. Yeah, sending it up to Hanika, now to Baumgartner. 2 guys around him at all times. Baumgartner, Hanika. They play on. Hanika might have pushed off, also hit his arm. Steel City doesn't like the call, Campbell, but it sure looked like it hit off Hideka's arm.
I thought so too. Yeah, you can hear the bench over there, head coach over there for Steel City not thrilled with that one. I think they feel like Ghost FC has gotten a couple of the calls to go their way before that one, because that was clearly a handball. So yeah, I think some frustrations coming out to the ref there.
Insurance claims for both residential and commercial clients.
Midwest Orthopedics at Rush, the highest-ranked orthopedic program in Illinois, is proud to serve the Joliet community. To be the best, see the best. Rebuild Strength and Rehab is the #1 chiropractic clinic in the Lincoln Way area for all age groups. Whether you are a desk worker or a high-level athlete, Rebuild Strength and Rehab has the treatment you need. From routine maintenance to emergency repairs, Omega Plumbing skilled technicians deliver top-notch plumbing, healing, and cooling solutions to residential and commercial clients alike. Omega is your trusted partner for all your plumbing and HVAC needs.
Committed to empowering its drivers with the best support and resources.
Off the chest, Lysick after it, and he'll just take the throw-in.
Tell you what, the energy levels on both benches have picked up here in the second half. One on the Ghost FC side, they can smell this win. They can smell this 3 points. You can sense the urgency over there. And then on the Steel FC side, you can just tell the whole staff is on its feet right now, watching this second half, trying to urge their players on, trying to urge them forward and back into this game. A lot of intensity across this field.
Falling to the pitch, Steel City wants a call, we play on.
Baumgartner showing some frustrations there.
Fakes the shot, and it was blocked by Steel City. Hesitation move, pass Cruz. Ghost on the attack in the end zone, and that crosser just past the head.
Yeah, that's big flick of the head there by number 34 on defense for Steel City. It looked like there could have been another easy opportunity right behind him to get a header on net. So big defensive play there.
Brock Juranek was leading the charge on that crosser, but it went out of bounds.
Fans, Steel City would like to invite everyone to the field at the conclusion of today's match for a picture and autograph session with Steel City. Autograph cards will be handed out at the conclusion of tonight's match.
Steel City would like to recognize its most generous supporters. Club members are ambassadors to the club and receive season tickets, swag, and other benefits.
Windows, doors, and beyond. We give you our
it's just kind of unraveled for Steel City. You kind of felt like that was going to happen after that second goal. You could understand the first one because they were over-aggressive, but the second one, just not getting back on defense quick enough. And they tried their best at the start of the second half, but Chicago Ghost has had all the answers tonight.
Yeah, there's another handball there. Again, just these plays of frustration, trying to do too much or adding up.
It's a low kick.
Lost a shin guard.
Everything going wrong for Steel City. They don't even have their shin guards now. Another corner kick. Just a little bit wide. Doppelhofer saying that Ghost touched it, or he's saying that Steel City didn't, because obviously off the corner it would be last touched by Ghost, and a throw-in coming up.
You know what I'm wondering, at about this point here in the second half, 25 minutes in, fatigue may be setting in across this very, very warm field today. A lot of these guys have been out there the whole time. Have to imagine those legs are starting to get heavy, so we'll see what they have left in the tanks. They try to mount a comeback.
Cruz couldn't keep it in, and
he's been all over the pitch too today.
Now for Ghost, you want to just be conservative the rest of the match.
That's the thing. That's the question you have to play. You can't really change your form and be too conservative and get away from who you are as a team. You don't ever want to do that. It does look like they have 4 back typically. Looks like 17 just kind of came up a little bit there. but that's what they're trying to do, just to get another guy back on defense.
A lot of silly mistakes made by Steel City. Out of bounds again.
Steel City Steel, Braintree Properties, and Bobcats of Tony Park.
Steel City doesn't have a lot of bench players to go with. But
no, it looks pretty slim over there. I will be curious what you have to imagine they're going to get subs going here soon to try to create a spark in this last 20 minutes of play.
These were two crucial matches. Nigel Dillard and his coaching staff were obviously hoping for 6 points, but right now, out of these two matches, they might only end up with the one.
And again, you can just tell there's just fatigue setting in. There's bigger gaps, bigger space here in the midfield, and people are just a bit slower to close. You can't blame them. I mean, it's 94 degrees. Got to be hotter on field level. Sun's been beating down on you all day, even though it is dropping a bit. But yeah, just more space for Ghost FC to kind of tick this one out.
And Doppelhofer able to save it. Kick forward to Hednicka off his foot. And retreating back, Ghost with the ball. Adams on the header. And able to, 34, able to get away from 14. Good lead pass in front on the right foot, trying to switch to the left. Here comes Ghost in the box. Defenders around, shot, Doppelhofer with the save, but another corner kick coming up.
There it is, Sebastian. There it is. Way to get low and knock that one out. Probably his best save of the day so far.
So Ghost going to the bench and Braden Smith on the shot. He'll take the corner. Just 5 subs overall for Ghost. You count the subs for Steel City, just 6 for Steel, including, 7 for Steel, but one of them including the goalkeeper and Koshik. Oh, loose ball near the end line. Somehow Doppelhofer makes a fantastic save, and it goes past the end line. Another corner kick coming up. Even if Steel City loses that match, an excellent save by Doppelhofer. I still can't believe that that did not go past the goal line.
I'll tell you what, there were 2 or 3 chances Ghost had from about 2 feet out. Doppelhofer standing on his head to get a couple of those. And I'll tell you what, this 3 goals are not on Doppelhofer today. 2 one-on-one situations that just, did what he could as a goalkeeper. Tried to get the angles a bit tougher for the forwards, but still, not much to do on those.
And Doppelhofer able to pick that one up.
Orthopedics at Rush, the highest ranked orthopedic program in Illinois, is proud to serve the Joliet community. To be your best. And then Orthopedics at Rush.
Steel City's next home match is at Providence Catholic High School against RKC Third Coast, July 13th.
Oh, wow, there's sort of a little break here.
That's their next home match.
Oh, next home match, okay.
Listening is a skill. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just joking.
It's like, wow, get a couple of weeks off, get the July 4th holiday off.
Well, they have a lot of road games. I mean, that's why these 2 home matches were so important, because a lot of road matches coming up. The other problem with road matches, you don't know the terrain very well. And we're going to get a mandated water break. 3-1 Ghost. We'll take a break here on SBS.
A deal for me? A deal for everyone!
17 East Van Buren Street, Joliet, Illinois.
Do you expect experienced, professional, and personalized attention from your building supply partnerships? You should. Are you getting the specific attention you need to help your business grow? You can. Introducing ICO Roof Pro and Grow through Richards Building Supply. As a professional small business, you need real solutions to achieve your desired growth outcomes. This requires more than sample boards, pricing, and on-time delivery, which sets the bar too low. You need more. To grow and win in this ultra-competitive environment, you need ultra competitive solutions. With Richards Building Supply, get the personalized attention you deserve and need. Take advantage of incredible first-time user incentives. Gain discounted access to a host of our industry's most reputable marketing tools through a Roof Pro membership. And that's just the beginning. Don't believe us? Let us show you. ICO Roof Pro and grow through Richards Building Supply.
Water break over. Kyle Smith alongside Campbell Rico, and it's all over but the crying. It's most likely going to be a 3-1 or 3-2 victory tonight for Ghost.
You have so little faith, Kyle. Steel City, there's 15 minutes to go here, maybe a couple extra in stoppage time, down 2 goals. I've seen crazier things happen.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Germans. No. Nothing is over until we say it is. Because when the going gets tough.
Tough to get going.
You know what movie that's from?
Pearl Harbor?
No!
I have no idea. I missed both your movie references today.
Animal House.
Oh, I would not have got that.
It's John Belushi,
It's
man.
been a long time. It's been a long time.
Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? That was Tommy Boy before Chris Farley existed.
Yep, I definitely grew up with a lot of like parents of my friends loving that movie, and I've seen it a few times.
Honestly, it's really not that good, but there are some great John Belushi lines that just make it a classic for some people.
Yep.
I'm a zit. Get it? John
Definitely
Belushi.
heard that a lot growing up. Yeah.
Do you know what it's from? So
yeah, when he fills his mouth.
Yeah. The girl from Raiders of the Lost Ark is in that movie. What's her name?
Oh God, I would have no idea.
She was also in The Sandlot. She was Smalls' mom. Look at this lead pass. Excellent through ball shot. Doppelhofer with a save. Look, Steel City most likely not going to win this one, but this game could be a 4-1 or 5-1 score.
I've been impressed by Doppelhofer. Again, we had a chance to talk to him at the beginning of this game. He was excited about the opportunity to get the start today. And I'll tell you what, yeah, he's made some incredible saves out there, really showing his talent, his goalkeeping knowledge. A lot of the times he's in the right place, making himself big and stopping some of these close shots.
Another report coming up from Jackson Maga. Jackson, during the water break, what was Nigel Dillard and the coaching staff saying from Steel City?
Yeah, the main focus for Steel City is making sure that they're locked in. There's been some lackadaisical moments that have caused some frustration for the coaching staff, and they're looking to limit those moments, just making sure, you know, they're making strong passes, keeping possession of the ball, not letting it get taken away from them, and most importantly, as we've seen so far, being matched up on defense with their guy and making sure he's accounted for at all times.
Final thoughts, Jackson. It's been a tough match for Steel City. There's been some good things, but mostly bad things, but more importantly, an excellent game thus far for Chicago Ghost.
Yeah, I think so far there's been a lot of bad things that have happened for Steel City, but there's been some glimpses. I mean, I think the goalkeeper play today has been really good considering the fact that the defense a lot of times has kind of hung him out to dry, and he has, like we just saw that save he made there. Moments like that, I think, are a bright spot in this game for Steel City. And as far as Ghost goes, this whole game is a bright spot. I mean, this is something that they can take for the rest of the season, use it as momentum, and hopefully have a chance to move up to Division I.
Yeah, it's never easy going on the road, especially in an environment you're not familiar with, especially commuting from the city through traffic, and scoring 2 goals in the first half. Very impressive. Jackson, we'll see you at the end of the second half. A 3-1 lead for Chicago Ghost. They have not trailed all game long. If you're just joining us, first of all, shame on you. But second of all, after the first 10 minutes, it's been all Chicago Ghost.
Well, yeah, I agree. Shame on you if you're just joining. 10 minutes to go here, 3-1 game. Chicago Ghost has impressed me. I mean, let's be honest. I didn't expect this coming in. And especially the first 10, 15 minutes of this game, looked like Steel City was really putting their foot in the ground, commanding the ball. And from there, it's just been Ghost FC. I'll tell you what. They're creating wonderful opportunities, really high talent, a lot of quality with their through balls. So yeah, Steel City, I wonder where they go from this one, how they get their confidence, their mojo back, because it's really been lost ever since those first few goals in the opening half.
They play really well at Slammer Stadium, also known as Julian Healthcare Field, but other than that, they did get that big win over Chicago Dutch Lions FC. It's also a team with a minus 22 goal differential. It's been a struggle for Dutch Lions, and they haven't played as well on the road. Technically, this is more of a neutral site game. Julian Healthcare Field is their true home pitch. And I don't know what to tell you, but they look a lot better at Julian Healthcare Field where the Slammers play than they've looked today at Providence Catholic.
Well, that's the interesting thing about sports. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just don't know why. You play better at one field over another, why the team just comes together. There's more life on one over another. It's hard to say, but that's sports. You know, a lot of things with sports just don't add up on a paper.
One of the craziest stories ever for all you White Sox fans listening and watching, as that's a lead pass over to Baumgartner. Hanika in front, and opportunity for Nika goes for naught as it's cleared by Ghost. But the Sox were up 2.5 games on the Twins for first place in the American League Central. They had a 3-game set at the Metrodome. Guess how many games the Sox won in that series?
I'm guessing a sweep.
It was a sweep for the Twins. And because of that, the Sox finished a half game behind the Twins. And it was a half game because they had a rain out against the Tigers, so they had to play game 162 on the Monday following all the games concluding on that Sunday. They won game 161, they won game 162, and they won game 163. They had 3 home games in 3 straight days against 3 different teams.
And they won all.
They won all 3 games.
But they had the Pope on their side.
I don't know if he went to the 1-game playoff. He was definitely at game 2 of the World Series. But that's one of the craziest things in Major League Baseball history. It's happened before, but that's because we have the 1-game playoffs now. I think the Rays did that.
You want to know the weird thing about those 1-game playoffs? I think road teams have had a lot of success in those games. I don't know what the split is, but it's pretty even, oddly enough. In those like play-in new wild card
But
games.
You brought up how interesting sports are and how one team just does not do well or does better at another arena. And from 2004 through 2011, the Ozzie Guillen era, the Sox actually had a much better winning percentage against the Yankees than they had against the Twins.
Sometimes you need an opponent to up your level. You know what I mean? A lot of teams either play down to competition or play up to competition.
But they were okay at home against the Twins, but their winning percentage at the Metrodome and then Target Field opened in 2010, very piss poor. And it's just one of those things. You bring up Providence Catholic. Is it the pitch? Is it the weather? Did the players not prepare well enough? Did they not show enough game film on Gustavo Herrera and Sebastian Leon? I don't know, but if they want to get into Division I, time is ticking on their season.
Yep. That it is, yeah. It doesn't feel like a team that really is playing with an identity out here today, at least. There's not one thing they can point to and say, that was successful today. We were doing this and it was working. 27 down this left side has created a few opportunities. That's something to look for. But really beyond that, there's opportunities. The creation has been few and far between. And then, yeah, I mean, that results in some shots from well outside the box going up and over the net by about 10 feet.
Also just some silly mistakes. Josh Cruz not being ready for the pass. Ball goes out of bounds. Lysick goes out of bounds. Some throw-ins that they shouldn't have given up. And ball possession is crucial. You know, you think about the analytics of soccer. How do you win the game of soccer? You score more goals than the other team. Well, how do you score more goals than the other team? Well, the other team can't score if they don't have the ball.
There's the Pep Guardiola method.
So by giving up throw-ins, you're giving Ghost FC extra possessions that you shouldn't be giving up, which means you can't win because you don't have the ball. And there's this new age of thinking, new age of analytics. We've seen it in American football. Teams like to go for it on 4th down. Why? Because the other team can't get the ball back. Some of it I agree with. Some of it I think it's overthinking. But I can understand this new age of thinking.
Yeah, and again, it depends. If you're just putting things into a computer, it's going to spit out an answer to you. Is that answer right 100% of the time? I don't know. Brandon Staley, the Chargers, got fired pretty quick, and he was Mr. Go for it on 4th down. So, I don't think there's a clean answer. I think it's probably a balance between analytics and actual game knowledge.
Right.
The coaches are out here. They've seen a lot of soccer. They know what they're looking at. They can look out there and say, okay, we need to do this better without different analytics telling them that. So they can combine what they see with what they can get from different data they pull from this game.
Yeah, it's just one of those things. Charles Barkley, he's a very funny guy, but he's also a very intelligent guy. And he brought up a good point. I respect Daryl Morey, but at the same time, people that heavily rely on analytics, they're a bunch of guys that have never played the game.
Exactly.
And you can have analytics all day long, but you also have to have personnel that can utilize those analytics. You think about basketball layups and corner threes, but you have to have personnel that can consistently do that.
I'll tell you what. I mean, if you're talking basketball, I don't think any computers had the Indiana Pacers one game away from winning the finals.
Well,
they aren't built around exactly like you said. It's either a layup or a three-pointer.
As that's last touch by Ghost. Just, I don't know. A C-plus effort today from Steel City was just average at best. A-plus effort from Ghost.
And exactly, you had to expect some sort of hangover coming off the tough draw beforehand with the late goal. So that's to be expected. But then how do you fight through it when you're punched in the mouth, when you give up a goal and you're down again? And there just wasn't an identity out there for Steel City today. They just couldn't get a foothold in this game and put their will on the Ghost FC.
Give credit to Ghost.
Yep.
Look, you have the breakaway. Teams that win matches, you have the breaks, but you have to take advantage of your breaks. They had 2 breakaways. They took advantage. They actually had a third one. Doppelhofer made a fantastic save. You just can't put your goalie in an unwinnable position, and that's what happened today for Steel City. For Ghost, a lot of the shots were contested, and they put their goalkeeper in Lickett in a good spot. That shot wide. Just give your goalkeeper a chance.
And again, what a lot of today has resulted in is Steel City just not being able to make that extra pass when they get the ball forward, creating these long shots that really aren't testing the goalie. So, yeah, I really look for them to practice when they're able to get numbers, an advantage forward, one more pass instead of going isolation and really trying to be a hero. That's what I'd like to see, and that's what Ghost FC did today.
So I think we'll have maybe 3 minutes of extra time. Haven't seen a lot of fouls the last 5 minutes.
Oh.
Chance for Steel City. Can they make this interesting down the stretch?
One too many dribbles there.
That shot blocked. Another chance. Turnaround shot wide. That's the story of Steel City today.
As the count moves towards 45, we were in the 90th minute.
And that's how big that third goal was for Ghost, because if you score there, you don't get the 3 points, but at least you get the 1.
Yeah, it's a much different game with a 2-goal lead to a 1-goal lead. 1-goal lead, you're feeling a lot of pressure here, and you're like, wow, that breakaway, what an opportunity. Here, we'll forget about it in a day because of 3-1 makes it 3-2, not a big deal. But still, those are the opportunities you have to capitalize on if you're Steel City.
So our last report coming up from Jackson Magad. Jackson's going to be a win for Chicago Ghost. Not only that, but they're going to win by at least 2 goals. What have you seen in the last 5 minutes?
Yeah, both benches are pretty quiet, just letting this game play out. Ghost, super comfortable on their side of the bench. They're just over there having a chat. They're not even really worried about what happens on the field because at this point they know that the game is theirs.
Final thoughts, Jackson, as we get towards extra time.
Yeah, final thoughts here. Again, like I said last time, this is a huge bright spot for Ghost City and something that they can take into the rest of the season. And this is a big moment here, a big win against a solid Steel City team that just did not perform today.
Jackson, thank you so much. You've done a great job for us
Thanks,
today.
Kyle.
2 to 3 minutes of extra time. day of Saturday is starting to conclude. You can see more shadows on the pitch than we saw to start off the match.
95 degrees tomorrow, Kyle. You ready for that?
Wasn't it 95 today?
Just about, I think.
No umpiring for me tomorrow. So I'm taking a break from that.
Good.
It's a hot day today. I could feel it. It got so hot, I was in the bathroom. I had to put cold water on my face.
Hey, I'll be sitting on a beach tomorrow.
You going to Chicago?
I live in Chicago.
Oh, that's right.
So
I forgot about that. Yeah. A little bit hot for the beach.
Hey.
Although Lake Michigan is so cold.
Yeah, exactly. You got to do something.
Me personally, I'd rather go to a rooftop pool.
Oh, now we're talking.
You ever been to a rooftop pool in Vegas?
No, have not.
It's pretty amazing.
I can imagine.
It's so hot there, though. It's literally ice cold because it's just too hot in Vegas to have a warm pool.
Exactly, yeah. What is it, 110 now in the summer there?
I was there in the fall, but even then it was like 95 degrees at 9 o'clock at night.
Jesus.
Steel City would like to invite everyone to the field at the conclusion of the match for a picture and autograph session with Steel City. Autograph cards will be handed out at the conclusion of the match.
Oh yeah, you can tell Steel City does a lot to try to connect with the community here. Love to see that. Trying to grow the game.
And I think this mascot for Chicago is the right mascot because these guys just find themselves open. They just come out of nowhere. They're like invisible.
Yep.
And then they form odd man rushes and breakaways.
Yeah, I couldn't be more impressed with their tactics, what their plan was for today, and they executed.
Are you a fan of the pink jerseys?
Yeah, hey, they grew on me. You're scoring in. I'm a fan of any jersey if you're
Right.
scoring in it.
Obviously, May is Breast Cancer Awareness Month. We're long past May. In fact, May sometimes felt like March weather.
It was a cold May. I feel like we're finally entering summer now.
And what's weird is technically summer ends on September 19th. First day of fall is September 20th. But I remember going to the Sox playoff game against the Red Sox with my dad. It was like 92, 95 degrees outside. Right to the breadbasket of Lickheit. Possibly some words spoken from Baumgartner to Lickheit, but Lickheit just taking his time. He has about 30 seconds to get rid of that ball. And that will do it for the match. So a 3-1 win for Chicago Ghosts. Disappointing, and you almost feel like Steel City has to win out, not just get 1 point. They need to go on a winning streak to have a reasonable chance of advancing to Division I.
Well, exactly right. They took out the margin of error today. Now it's got to be 3 points, 3 points, 3 points to end this season. And I think they can do it. I think they have the players to do it and the status to do it. But they have to look a lot better and build on their identity more than they did today.
So that does it for our broadcast. Post-game show brought to you by Ozinga. Coming up next for our excellent crew, Jackson Mogad, Taylor Pacheco, Daniel Hirsch, and Campbell Rico. I'm Kyle Smith signing off. 3-1 win for Chicago Ghosts FC. We'll go to commercial break and the post-game show coming up next.
Playing tomorrow right back here at Providence Catholic High School, 6 o'clock kickoff as they take on Crystal Lake Forest. Again, right back here, Providence Catholic, Steel City Women, 6 o'clock kickoff tomorrow. And Steel City Men, the next home match will be also here at Providence Catholic High School against
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. SBS offers live telecasts on Channel 59.3, YouTube, or Twitch. We include pre- and post-game interviews with the players.
You know, I started in the locker room. All the boys were getting going before the game and stuff, and we kind of found a little click at the beginning of the game, so I think that's what got us going.
We also include digital live statistics, play-by-play commentary, team highlight reels, and even more than that. Go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com or search Sports Broadcast Solutions on YouTube. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. At SBS, we offer a professional broadcasting experience for the non-professional athlete. Just like the pros, we offer everything for you. Play-by-play commentary.
A no-hitter at Kane County Stadium. 15 strikeouts, 1 walk, 1 error, and that's it.
Color commentary, highlight reels, recruiting videos, and much, much more. Unlike our competitors, we zoom in on the action and always have a live scoreboard with a live time code. If you're ready to have your next sporting event feel like CBS Sports, then make sure to call Sports Broadcast Solutions today. Our phone number is 330-957-7653, or you can go online to sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. SBS, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Missing your child's sporting event just plain stinks. But you don't have to worry about that anymore, thanks to Sports Broadcast Solutions. SBS is a live broadcasting network, as well as covering your on-demand needs, recruiting videos, highlight reels, and much, much more. We can broadcast live to any website, and we also post as much on-demand content as you need. For more information about SBS, check out our website at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone.
Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Let SBS broadcast your sporting event. We have experience and can generate excitement and permanent digital memories for your team.
Tonight. That time, finally a goal for the Stampede!
We have professional videographers using high-definition modern-day cameras, color analysts, and play-by-play announcers with state-of-the-art, classy graphical scoreboards to keep you updated. Plus, we have commercials to advertise your team, club, or sponsor, and us. Plus, we do pregame and postgame interviews.
Hi, everybody, and welcome to the postgame show brought to you by Marion Central Catholic. My name's Kyle Smith, but my name doesn't matter. These young ladies matter. It's senior night as the Hurricanes win a battle down the stretch, 48-46.
Hi, I'm Carrie Kramer. I swim 50 breast, 50 free, and 100 back.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. Instead of spending hundreds or thousands with all these college recruiting sites, let us put together your college highlight reel. For just a fraction of your potential college scholarship and significantly less than these recruiting services, we got this. In addition, we put together highlight reels for teams, including high school, your club team, or travel team.
My teammate gave me a great pass, and I just took it. Other team slashed me, took the opportunity, saw where the goalie was weak, and I just shot it there.
Solon, O'Connor, and Marsh back on defense, and Marsh gets a blowout. We got a breakaway at 2-0. A shot, and a goal! So 3-3, the power play was officially over.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you who would like to broadcast or live stream your event, or maybe make a highlight tape, but would like a sponsor to fund the event, SBS has a myriad of ways to advertise your sponsor during our broadcasts. We have commercials. We have on-air reads by the announcers.
Albatross Physical Therapy and Wellness specializes in pain-free.
We have graphics, and we have watermarks. Finally, Sports Broadcast Solutions can create a commercial for you or your sponsor. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. For those of you that just want raw footage of your sporting event, but no play-by-play or color commentary, you just need us to live stream video from the event over the internet. We will live stream your event on YouTube on our Sports Broadcast Solutions channel. In addition, we also have a dedicated channel on YouTube for live streaming at SBS Livestream. And if you need multiple channels, we can utilize Facebook Livestream and Instagram Live on our channel as well. Options include commercials from your sponsors, professional scoreboard graphics are still available, and of course, yes, pre- and post-game interviews are available as an option if you want.
We've been working really hard this whole summer and stuff.
Whatever your sports broadcast needs, we are at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com. Check us out and become part of the digital sporting world. Sports Broadcast Solutions is a broadcasting network for everyone. We broadcast sporting events for people of all ages, including adult leagues, high school leagues, and kids. Complete with professional-looking graphics, broadcasters, color analysis, and commercials. We do pre- and post-game interviews with the players. In addition, Sports Broadcast Solutions does highlight films, including college recruiting reels, highlight films you'd see on sports news programs, and just simply highlight films for fun. Sports Broadcast Solutions also provides raw footage and live streams if you'd like. Subscribe to us and listen to our professional talk videos about relevant topics in the pro and college ranks. Whatever your sports broadcast needs, Contact us at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital world. This is Sports Broadcast Solutions, a broadcasting network for everyone. Check us out at sportsbroadcastsolutions.com and become part of the digital sporting world.
Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Ozinga. I'm Kyle Smith alongside... Welcome to the post-game show brought to you by Ozinga. I'm Kyle Smith alongside Gustavo Herrera, SBS Man of the Match, a goal and an assist today, a 3-1 win for Chicago Ghost FC. You were behind Steel City FC in the standings. You no longer are with the 3 points today.
Yeah, we feel great. You know, coming into this game, we really wanted our points. We really want to get back from our draw from last game. So, you know, coming out strong, you know, getting the 3 points is amazing for us. So proud with the boys. So very good performance from us today.
All 3 goals, breakaways. How'd you guys find those odd man rushes and then attack and convert on your chances today?
I mean, we've been practicing that a lot in practice. You know, our counterattacks, you know, we're very vital in the final third with the attackers and the midfielders we have, especially with our defenders getting the ball up to our midfielders. I mean, we're a very good counter-pressing team, so it's a very good results.
Your goal set the table for today's match. Doppelhofer, the goalie for Steel City, he tried to challenge you, cheated up a lot. What were you able to do, and what have you worked on in practice on those breakaway opportunities?
Practice, just accuracy. I mean, you don't need to power it every single time. So saw the goalie, you know, cheating a little bit, so I just stuck it bottom bins and, you know, perfect goal from there. So it's great.
The goal to make it 2-0, your assist. What have you worked on in practice with Ben? It seems like you have some chemistry going there.
Oh, yeah, we have a bunch of chemistry. You know, we talk before the games and after what we're going to do, when we're going to press. So, you know, whenever I see him making a run, I know just to give it to him because I know he's going to put it in the back of the net.
3-1 win. The third goal put this one away. What were you guys thinking about after Steel City scored to make it 2-1 and they might get the 1 point today?
You know what? We were a little stressing. We were stressing a bit because, you know, we needed the point. So once we realized, oh shoot, we flipped on a switch and we just never stopped from there. We kept going. So it was a good switch to flip. And once we got that third goal, we kept going. Unfortunately, we didn't find another one, but hey, it was a good performance.
Final thoughts about the match today. You go on the road and you get the full 3 points.
It's a great feeling, you know, get to drive back home, nice, energized. So, you know, amazing performance. Really glad for our performance today.
That's Gustavo Herrera, and that does it for our post-game show. So for Campbell Rico, I'm Kyle Smith. We'll see you next time on SBS. Thanks, Gustavo.
Thank you.